Okay, in this question, they say the design of an office parking lot is shown below. The distance between each parking space is X feet. So here between each parking space is X feet. All right, so we don't know what that is. And it's asking, what is the distance X between each parking space in the parking lot? Okay, so let's just break this down one piece at a time. So first of all, they're telling you that this distance from the edge of this parking space to this one is 50 feet. Okay? So we're going to need that, 50 feet. And it's also telling us that each of the parking spaces is 8.5 feet. Okay, so that's 8.5. So this one will be 8.5. 8.5. It's good to write this down because it kind of helps to give you clarity and really see what you're doing. So if you look at this now, I see 5 different spaces that are 8.5 feet, with the total feet being 50. So my first thought is let's add all these things together. Let's add, or we can multiply. I'm going to change 8.5 to 8.5 to make it easy to work with. And I'll multiply that times 5 because I have 5 spaces. So, and I expect this number to be less than 50. Okay, so 5 times 5 is 25. And 5 times 8 is 40 plus 2 is 42. And 1 space for the decimal. So it is less than 50. So we got 42.5. And it is less than 50. So this looks like a good number. So now, what do we have left? We've got each of these distances here. So in order to find that out, we can take 50 minus the 42.5, and that'll give us the total number of x's that we have, the total distance of all 4 x's added together. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 2 is 7, and that's 0. So we have 7.5 feet now for all the x's. So, but we don't want all of the x's. It's asking us for the distance x. So it's asking us for 1x. So I've got to take this value and divide it by how many? 4, because I have 4 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. So I'm going to divide this by 4 to figure out what the distance of just 1x is. So 4 goes into 7 one time, and we're left with 3 there. Bring down the 5. Bring up the decimal there. 4 goes into 35. Let's see, 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is 36, so that'd be too big. So 4 times 8 is 32. And 5 minus 2 is 3. Well, we're not there yet. So 4 times what is 34 times 7 is 28. Here we go with 2 left over, and I know that 4 goes into 25 times. So we have 1.875. Well, guess what? All this is in fractions over here. So now what do? Well, we know 1.875 is not 1.5 because that'd be 1.5. So it's not that one. It's, excuse me, it's not 17 over 20 because that's less than 1. it's not that. So it's either, it's not this one, because 1 and 7, it's not 1 and 7/10 because that'd be 1.7, and it's 1.875. So this is going to be the answer, but let's make sure that 7/8 is equal to 0.875. And we can do that by dividing 8 into 7. And there's a decimal. So 8 does not go into 7, but it will go into 70. 8 times 8 is 64. I have to move this up a little bit. 64, and we got 6 left over. Add another 0. 8 times 7 is 56, with 4 left over. Add another 0 and bring it down. So 8 times 5 is 40. Look at that, 0.875. That's what we want. That's this. So 1.875, or 1 7/8 feet. So perfect. Now, let me point out, on this question, only 41% of the students that answered it got it right. So this was one of the more difficult problems for students. I could see, there's probably a lot of different ways you can make a mistake doing it, but probably the biggest one is not realizing it's just 1x instead of 4 x's, even though they don't have an answer for that. So anyway, just take your time on this one. It will take a little bit of time, and that's fine because you got plenty of time to work your test. All right, well, I will see you in the next one. I hope this helped.